Okay. All right. Good. All right. Good evening, everyone. Um, Once again, my name is Amos Akintola Adejesubisi. By excellence, I'm a 3-year grant winner. I've done good numbers with grants for myself. Right. Approximately around 50 to 100 million naira in grants. Right. And then resources. So, why is it essential for us to have this class? Why is this conversation important? Now, by virtue of my relationship with young Nigerians, the biggest question everybody asks when it comes to business is capital. Capital. How do I get capital to start my business? Where do I get capital to start business? And a lot of dreams die because they believe they do not have capital. They believe they don't have resources. They believe they don't have help, right? And one of the biggest mantra that one of my friends, Happy Innocent, used to say is that Peking we no get helper, suppose get sense. Right. And that sense is what we want to talk about tonight. That sense is harnessing other people's money. Right. In my book, Before You Start That Business, I talk about 3 life currencies that every one of us have. Number 1 is knowledge, number 2 is time, and number 3 is money. Right? Those are the 3 major life currencies that we spend. Every other thing is an offshoot of those 3. I know John Obidi, who is a thought leader in this industry, talks about meat, right? I agree with him, but all of the meat embodies themselves in this KLT, knowledge, knowledge, time, and money, right? In this KTM, knowledge, time, and money, right? So if you get these 3 things properly, I can tell you that your life will take a projective progress. But then I'm not able to talk about knowledge, time, and money tonight because that's not my focus, and there's a lot of things to do. All right. So, but I'll just quickly harness how to access other people's money. And one of the biggest free money, all right, one of the biggest free other people's money available is grants. And that is what we're going to be looking at today, right? So grants, right? So there are a lot of grants going around in the world, a lot of grants available to people, to business owners, and what have you. But the big question is, how do you harness it? How do you assess it? All right. So that now boils down to you using your sense. And the beginning of this conversation is going to start from what is grant? All right. What is grant? Then we now go further to look at why grants. Right. Now, grant is basically a free will donation or an angel investor choosing to support your business. So what does an angel mean, right? Generally, as Africans, Nigerians, we believe that an angel is a God sent to you to help your life, to make your life better, right? And then we pray a lot of prayer about angel of my destiny, angel of this, angel of that. So we'll just talk about an helper, right? A strange helper coming to transform your life, right? So that's basically what an angel is. So it's coming to invest in your business. So what does invest mean? Invest means empowering you. Invest means trusting you, right? To get to where you want to go to. So if you don't have a place you are going to, then there's nothing to invest into you. All right. So that is the first thing. So you must understand that's what grants is. Now, irrespective of the grant that you are applying for, the biggest question you must ask when you're applying for why is this organization giving this grant? Nobody does anything arbitrarily, right? There are a lot of reasons why people give grants. Some organizations give grants because of CSR, that is community social responsibility. They are compelled to give back to the community that they are working on, all right, or that give them access to their land, or that give them access to themselves or whatever, or resources. So they must give back. So that's a CSR. So some organizations give grants out of CSR, right? And chief of those organizations is International Bureaus, right? It was one of the grants I want. They were giving back because of CSRs, right? Now, some give grants in order to avoid tax. Now, you may not know that one, but when it comes under the umbrella of donation, publicity, right? Now, you must know that they are doing it not just, or let me put it that way, let me not say in order to avoid tax. Let me say in order to help boost their own business. So it could now be maybe they want to avoid tax, or it could be that they want to get publicity, or they want to get whatever. So, or they are trying to get goodwill from people. So that is another reason people give grants, right? So that is to say, wherever they are going to give grants to in that situation is going to be such people that will be able to project their own business or their own industry. People that will end up becoming ambassadors to them. All right. So that's another reason people give grants, all right, to recruit ambassadors. Now, another reason is because of the SDGs, right? There are organizations that are working with United Nations, all right, and they are focused on the SDG goals, that is Sustainable Development Goals, all right, to help the third world countries build other third world countries, and they are the biggest grant givers, such as Masterclass, such as Bill Gates Foundation, such as United Nations, UNDP, GIZ, and all. Now, Mastercard in a year alone has a budget of over $1 billion as grants. They are the one that gives scholarships to students, paid scholarship, they give grants to businesses, so many like that. So their budget is much, right, and huge. So they give out because they are trying to help the world and make the world get better. All right. Such kind of organization is also the Tolu Foundation. All right. And Tolu Foundation has been doing it for the last 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, right? So it's all to work with the United Nations, right, for the African capitalism. That's the Tolu Foundation. Now, so those are some of the business why they give grants. So when you are approaching them, your reason for wanting to collect their money must align with their why. So I'm already talking about how to access grants, right? Now, so you must just get those basics right. Now, moving forward, right? You now preparing for grants. Let me quickly tell you what grant is not. Grant is not Sarah. Grant is not Sadaka. Grant is not Babiadanla. Grant is not take go and eat. Grants are given to wealthy people, people of value. Grant is not, okay, let us give everybody 1 million so that they will eat. No. Grant is, okay, this person is doing something meaningful. How can we help him do more? This person without grant money, all right, is already reaching 10 people. Now with grant money, how can we help him reach 100 people? That's grants. So they don't just give money because you are handsome, or because you are nice, or because they like you. All right? They give money because you have value. And this is not just applicable to grants alone. This is applicable to everything that has to do with money. Money follows values. Money follows. Why should anybody give you money that is not your family? Sustainable money. Nobody will give. They can give you money one time because, oh, you're a fine girl, you're a fine boy, or they give money because I love you, right? But that money will never be something that will build wealth in you. There must be a value that sustains, that grows that money. And that is what grants, all right, givers always look out for. Always look out for. That's the first thing. That's the first thing when it comes to grants. They want to check, what do you have? What value are you bringing to them? All right. So that is just it. So any application you are applying for, the first thing is, what value are you bringing? The second is, what is their why? Why are they offering these grants? So let us quickly look at some of these basic things. What makes funders click approved on your grant? Why will anybody look at your application and they will say, no, this one, let us give him money straight up? All right. So we want to look at the psychology. What are they thinking? What are they looking at when they want to, approve your grants? And let me tell you something, whether you like it or not. Every grant application you are putting in for, there are 1,000 other people putting in for that same application. Let me give you one of the statistics that blew my mind. Was my first grant, 2019. International told us that 99,000 people applied for that grant. The first screening they did, they screened out 72 by default. By the second screening, they screened it down to just 2,000 people. Now, from that 2,000 people, right, then they now screen it down to 900. So those 900 were those that were invited to boot camp. They did training for us, and all of that. Now, from this 900 now, they were only going to select 72. From 90 something to just 72. So you have to be exceptionally unique, for you to be in that, 1% of 1%. But there are also some basic things, that some common errors that you will just do. Your application may even make sense, but among those first 72, one can screen it out. Do you understand that? Because you are fucked up. All right. So, but let us look at the major ingredients. Grant is like you are trying to cook food. So, obodo recipe, all of the when to put Maggi, when to put iyo, when to put salt, when to put pepper, and all of that. You don't do concoction like students' food. So you do special delicacy. Like when you're expecting your boyfriend coming for the first time, you want to ensure that everything is perfect. That's how you make that meal. That's how you prepare your grants. All right. Are we together? If you're with me, let me have your thumbs up. All right. So are you following? Good. Thank you, everyone. All right. Well, Anthony. All right. I want to be sure we are alive. All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Good. Thank you, Peter. All right. Now, so Sunday, I see you. Now, you must learn to build the problem solution bridge. All right. You must learn to make the problem you are solving so painful that your solution looks like the only way out of that problem. All right. So if people don't feel like they need help, if they don't feel like they need to help you right now, they will not even consider you. So look at this example. Don't just take your problem like youth unemployment is high in Lagos. We know that one now is general. Man, now look at this. Now somebody should quickly read this script for me. All right, somebody should read this screen for me. What do you have on the screen? Somebody. is where I put powerful. Somebody should read this for me.
You have moved it, so powerful. Every
Okay,
morning
is
in
that
Lagos, every
everyone
morning in Lagos,
continue.
250,000 qualified graduates wake up to
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn or notification for jobs they are already rejected from. By December
Mm.
2024, our tech training program will transform 1,000 of these graduates from job seekers to job creators, generating 50 million naira in new tech income for the economy.
All right.
That's all.
Does that not wow you?
Mm.
You see the difference, right? You have showed a problem. And the problem is that over 250 people, 1,000 people, they wake up every morning to rejection emails from LinkedIn, right? It's not as if they are not trying, right? They are, a lot of people are talking about saying, update your LinkedIn profile, update this, update that. But you're already pointing that even that LinkedIn is not solving the problem. In spite of LinkedIn, there's still a problem. Now you went further to now tell what your solution would be. So out of 250,000 people, you will save 1,000. So by default now, the problem has reduced by 1,000. So they see that you know what you are doing. So you are not looking for people to help. People to help are already on ground. And those people are suffering. All right. So you make your problem looks like, hey, people are dying, you know. And if you don't help us to help them, a lot of people will continue to die. That's how you make grant applications. All right. Now let us continue. Now, you go again. The second thing is that you show return on impact. So that's the second one. The return on impact formula. You must make it visible to funders that they are not just investing their money, they are investing into transformation. You show the ripple effects. You understand? You show them that if you give us money to give to 1,000 people, you are not just helping 1,000 people, you are helping 10,000 people in return. Because each of those 1,000 people have 3 or 4 people depending on them. You show the ripple effect. All right. Now, you don't just say, we will train women in business skills or we'll train women to become independent. No. Look at the other one now. This is how you put it. Somebody else should read for us. Oh, yeah.
Where, sir? Where?
Okay. All right. This other one, powerful. We are highlighted now.
Each
Can you
100,000
see where?
invested. Each
Continue.
100,000 invested train one female entrepreneur who then employ an average of 3 other women, creating a ripple effect that lifts 4 families out of poverty within 12 months.
Poverty.
Your 5 million naira grant will create a self-sustaining economy of 200 thriving female lead business by 2025.
Do you understand now? Bam. Do you see how this one is so? It's so unique. So if they give us 100,000 to train, we have shown them that at the end of the day, these 50 people are not the one impacted. All right. It is about 200 families that are impacted. Do you understand? Am I making sense to anybody? If you are feeling me, let me see your thumbs up. Let me see your thumbs up. Good. Right? Now, the other one is that, creates a credibility cascade. All right. You must show your value. You must show your pride. You must show what you are able. You must show how strong you are. Do you understand? You must just show how strong you are. You don't just tell them, hey, I have 10 years experience. You show them how powerful you are, what you have been doing. You understand now? Even without their money. And this is the place of traction. All right. So you must show your previous achievements. This place is talking about why they should allow you to be the one to how do I put this now? To handle that project. Why they should give you access to handle that project. This is what it's talking about. All right. You must, so you don't look at this example now. All right. Start with your most impressive, relevant achievements. Follow with specific numbers and results that you have achieved before. And end with personal connection to the course. That is to say, let all of your experience, all right, and all of your results, let it connect to the why of that grant. So if the why of that grant is to empower female businesses, right? So at the end of the day, you say, okay, I have 10 years experience collecting data. I have 10 years experience doing this and that. You must be able to show that your experience is relevant to the why of that grant. Okay, now look at this example now. A weak example is, I have 10 years of experience in so, and so. Now look at another powerful way to refurbish it. Now listen to this. After successfully training 1,200 youths through our previous Google-funded program with 78% employment rates, our team deeply understand the local tech ecosystem, having personally bootstrapped my way from a one-room cyber cave. Are you seeing growth now? To a tech training company. I've lived the transformation we are proposing. If you have money and you hear this kind of CV, will you not give me that money? Because there's evidence. Nobody will give this kind of person money and they will think the person will run away with it. Because another mindset people have when they are talking about grants is that they have a mindset of free money. Kagbowo, national cake, je. Many people collected COVID-19 grants and their life did not change a bit. Many people collected 5 million, many people collected 1 million from COVID-19 and their life did not change a bit. Why? Because they believe it's national cake. The person that helped them secure that grant, one job 50-50. And they went and buy food stuff, went and buy car. Nothing impactful in their life. People don't give grant for that cause. And God that will catch them has already made it possible that to do is just withdrawing money from their account. Oh, Baba Sheyi. Do you understand that? All right. So he's not joking. That's not how grant works. So grant is not for you to collect money and you run away and go and do humbling. They want to be sure that even without our money, all right, you are doing effectively well. And that's one thing Tony Elumelu don't joke with. They always ask you, post our money. What will be the case of your business? So the Elumelu believes that the $5,000 they are giving to you is not sufficient for your business. It's just a support, a help. So they want to know when their money finish, will your business still continue? If they find that your business will not continue, they will not give you that money. All right. So that's by the way. Now let us look at the fourth point. All right. You must create urgency without desperation. That is to say, you must make them feel the need for them to give you the money now. But you must do so without them perceiving you as needy or begging. Right? That's one thing they must see. Create FOMO, that is the fear of missing out, without sounding desperate. You must make them feel like, oh, if you are not part of what you are doing now, well, you will get, in the case of Esther and Mordecai, right? You know, when in the Bible, when Mordecai told Esther that Haman is threatening the Jews now, and Esther was saying that nobody can go to the king now. If anybody goes to the king now, the king did not welcome the person will die. Mordecai told Esther, he said, who knows if it was for it? Say, if you fail to act now, don't worry, help will come for the Jews. Have a part of it. So you must make people feel that what you are doing is like the deliverance to the world. So then be part of what you are doing is a privilege. So if they are not part of it now, they have missed out of an opportunity to be a part of a great revolution. And that's what you must do. So you don't say things like, please help us. So we really need this money. No. Somebody should read the other powerful to us, the powerful response. Who's there? Who wants to read for us? Okay. Shay, go ahead.
With 3 major tech companies opening office in Lagos by Q3 2024, this 6-month window represents a unique opportunity to place our trained developers into high-paying roles. Early mover will capture 60% of these positions.
Now, do you understand? Do you see that now? Right? It shows that there is something going on, and people that key in right now are the people that will either make the money from it or grow from it and become the stakeholders in this thing. That is what it's saying. All right. So that if you don't get into it now, shows that Otimi saying here. So that's what it's saying. Right now, I hope it's clear. Right? Are we together? Are we together? Let me have your thumbs up. Our way is still far. All right, good. Thank you, Shay. Thank you all. All right, good. Now, the 5th one is the solution ownership strategy. The solution ownership strategy. All right. You make the funders, the person giving you the money, you make them feel like brilliant investors. You make them feel like they are part of a transformation. You make them feel like a partner. You don't make them feel like people that are giving you money and they are gone. You make them part of your story. All right. You make them part of your story. All right. So you make them feel like destiny helpers. All right. So you don't just say donation, your donation will help us. You go things like, by partnering with us as a lead investor in youth innovation, you'll be recognized as a key architect of Nigeria's emerging tech ecosystem. And your strategic investments now will show blah, 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 blah. All right. So that is just it. Okay. Let us quickly run. Okay. All right. Let us quickly look at this now. The power of data and statistics. I don't need this. You must learn to use numbers. All right. Now, you must learn to use numbers. People want to see something that they can relate with, something that is tangible. All right. So, why are numbers your best friends? All right. Now, numbers paint the problem picture. Numbers make them see, oh, this is how big or wide the problem is actually. All right. So you don't just say things like many children lack access to education. How many children? Many children is big. All right. But when you make it feel, oh, it's them with something like in our community, 457 school-age students have never stepped their foot in a classroom. And these 457 students are just 63% of the total population of students that are able to go to school. So you've shown them that more than half of the children in your community do not go to school. So they're able to see that that's your community. There's a big problem there. Are we together? Right? Now let us move forward. All right. Now, numbers show your track record. Numbers show that you have done due diligence. Do you understand? It shows that you have put effort to what you are doing. It shows that you are not just talking, you are not just doing wishful thinking. All right. You know what you are talking about. You are serious. You mean business. All right. Now, instead of saying lots of people, all right, you say things like, in the past 12 months, we've trained 250 women with 85% of running profitable businesses, generating an average of all right. Now that's how you make deep impressions. Now, another thing that numbers does to you that it makes your impact measurable. They're able to know where you are coming from and where you are going to. I want to get now. They know where you are coming from and they know where you are going to. So look at this example now. Right? We will you change it into will reduce malaria cases by 40% in 12 months. Benefit residents in Ibadan North. All right. Now, you have just made a promise that when they give you that money, this and this is what they will do. And when they want to hold you accountable, I say, you said you will do this and this and this. Come and show us so far what you have done. It made it possible for them to be able to monitor you and evaluate your program. All right. So, and any project you are doing without a possibility for M&E, that is monitoring and evaluation, know that you have failed already. Right. So those are things. Right. Quickly, moving on. Somebody should read number 4 for me so that I will know we're together.
Breakdown cost. Just
Right.
ask for $1 million. Show them 2,000 naira trains, 1 youth, 500 youth transformed equals to 1 million naira total investment. Makes the math feel I don't have the screen again. Okay. Make the math
Okay.
fee as
How about now?
natural as calculating change. Yes, sir. makes the math feel as
All right.
natural as calculating change at Balogun market.
Do you understand now? Let the mass feel so. You don't just say, give me 1 million naira. You tell them what you will do with that 1 million naira. You have a budget, you break it down. All right. You tell them, fine. You give me 1 million naira. All right. With that, we are going to do this and this and this and this and this with that 1 million naira. Break it down like a baby. Now, when you are going to market, you know you want to go and buy stuff in the market. You know, okay, you buy Iru, 200 naira, 500 naira, Maggi, 200 naira, meat, 10,000 naira, fish, 20,000 naira. You break it down. All right, that's how you do that. Now, all right, project future impacts. I think I've talked about it a bit. That's one thing Tony Olumelu is big in. They want to see what happens post their money. What happened post their money? So they want to see what happened. All right. Show a future, impact. Instead of saying we will grow bigger, you hit them with based on our pilot results. Generate 150,000 naira. Community economic value within 18 months. I tell them that before you add 100,000 naira now and you're able to make 450, you are indirectly telling them that if you have 1 million naira, you will make 4.5 million. Do you understand? You make it visible to them. You make it visible to them. All right. You show ROI. The way you apply for your grant is such that even if it is even if they don't have money and they need to go and borrow, they will be compelled to feel, let us go and look for it and give this guy. That's how it works. All right. So I think that is that. Do I still feel I should show you some sections? Yeah. Okay, coming. Okay, let us quickly. Let me quickly just talk about this one. Then I want us to look at how to write the pitch deck, and then and I will now give us that assignment. All right, every one of you will go and write your pitch deck at the end of this class. All right. Then tomorrow we are going to look at business plan proper. Maybe next month we're now going to look at the financial plan. All right. So maximum in about 30 minutes, we should be done with this class. God helping us. All right. But then don't take my word for it, though. All right. So common mistakes people make while writing grants, right? Number one is that most of the time, you want to start with your solution. Right? You don't start with your solution. You start with your problem. You start with your problem. What is the problem that you are bringing solution to? Right? So if they don't see the pain, you don't see the problem, you don't bring a solution. And this is for every business. You don't even start any business until you see a problem. There must be a why that you want to bring that. You want to bring that business, right? There must be a problem that exists that your solution is coming to solve. That's why, as an entrepreneur, is problem. So that's why I like this Indaboski slogan. Say, I love problem. I love problem. I love problem. right? Because it is where you get problem that you get solution, and it is in problem that money is. So when people talk about problem to me, I get excited because to open. All right. Now, so just look at this now. Show them the burning house before you show them your fire extinguisher. Now, this is a good example. If you bring a fire extinguisher, right, into a classroom, and you tell them, if I spray this now, fire will die off and all of that, and you try to open it and spray the carbon dioxide, what will people do to you? I want a chorus answer. What will people do to you? Nobody is talking. You didn't understand what I said. Hello? Okay, Sheyi. All right.
Please recap, sir.
I can hear you. Okay, I said, for example, you take a fire extinguisher, or even if it is water, bomi, and you are pouring it into your classroom. What will people say to you, or what will people do to you?
They will avoid you or run away from, like, you ask question, are you okay? Do we need it here? We don't need it here, or something like that.
Are you okay? Are you mad? We don't need it, right? But then imagine that there is fire somewhere.
They will welcome it, or even they will be asking you to bring.
What would they do to you?
They will see you as someone that is helpful and sensible.
Helpful, and they will appreciate you. Thank you. So the problem is not the fire extinguisher. The issue is that there's nothing that fire extinguisher is coming to do in the classroom where there's no fire. So in other words, the problem makes the solution useful. If there's no fire, fire extinguisher is useless. Do you understand now? So that's not how it is. So problem and solution are interwoven. So you don't just come and talk about your solution. You make us see the problem first. All right. So quickly. Now, number 2 is that you are not writing your proposal like a project. Right. So you don't need to use compound and complex words. It's not a grammar contest. Though you should learn how to play with words, but you must know that your proposal is not a grammar contest. All right, it's not a grammar contest. So it's not you trying to show the eloquence of your words. It's not you trying to show how smart you are. All right, but then is you knowing exactly what they want to hear, the language of the person that will be reading it. You're trying to enter into the mind of the person to see what it is you are saying. Right? Then another thing is that people make vague promises. All right? You don't just, I already talked about this earlier when I was talking about numbers. You don't talk about things that are abstract or will help many people. No. There's nothing like will help many people. How many people will you help? Even if it's just 20 people, let us know. Then people make unrealistic promises. They want to give you 1 million. And you are saying with that 1 million, you are going to make 10,000 people millionaires. From 1 million now. Do you understand that? Is it 1,000 or 100 naira? Do you understand that? So how are you going to do it? So you're not going to make yourself a magician. It should be realistic. Right? It should be realistic. Then number 4 is that copy and pasting grant answers. All right. This is one of the things I started with, is that what is the why of this grant offer? This organization that is offering these grants, what is their why? Why are they giving these grants? All right. You must have that answer. You can have a single business plan, but your proposal must align to the objective of that organization. So you cannot use the grant proposal that you submitted for Tony Elumelu and use it for international bureaus or use it for MasterCard. No, their goals and their objectives differ. So you must be able to present your proposal in line with their goals and their objectives. Are we together? All right. So then the last one is you miss the why us. You must show why you are the person to be trusted. What's your credentials? What's your credibility? Why are you that important? Why is it that, why do you feel that if you don't do it, somebody else will not do it? You should show why now. Why are we doing it now? All right. So all those are important and are essential. Okay, so quickly let's look at a pitch deck presentation flow. A pitch deck presentation flow. Are we together? If you're enjoying me so far, let me see your thumbs up. Let me see your thumbs up. Let me see your thumbs up. You can drop words in the chat or say, thank you, sir. You are doing well. I want to see it. I want to see it. If you are following, say I'm alive, sir.
Well,
I'm alive.
I'm alive, bro.
Good. I love that. Oh, Sunday, I'm alive, sir. Oh, it shows that something is entering your brain. That's good. That's good. All right. So a presentation flow. Now, this is a pitch deck, right? That you use to present your idea to maybe any investor, anybody, or it could be your uncle, it could be anybody that you feel should help you. All right. This is not necessarily a business plan. But okay, my screen is not on again. I think it's your network. All right. So this is something that you use to present your ideas to them and show the creativity of your work. All right. So the first slide, right? We have the cover page, right? The cover page, right? So your cover page should contain your business name, all right? I have a catchy tagline that is like a slogan for your business, all right? I didn't want to show you my template. I'll show you an example, all right? But I'll just explain it all. You get it, all right? So a good tagline, you know, a key message, something briefly, all right? For example, it could be if you are business creation, your tagline is redefining rural agribusiness. That's the first page, right? Simple as that. All right. Then number 2, what is your company purpose? So this is where you talk about your mission and your vision. All right. You make your declarative sentence. Now, this should be something that they will always be remembering about your business. If they forget anything, they must remember, oh, this is what they are here for. All right. Then number 3, this is where the winning tip is. Your story. This is where you talk about your journey. This is where you talk about your passion. This is where you talk about your purpose. This talk about where you talk about why you are doing what you are doing. Your story could be that in the year 2019, when I lost my mom, I was thrown into abject poverty. I struggled to eat, and because of my dad, we were only eating from hand to mouth, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, 2021, I hit a jackpot and I received the light that I should begin to raise billionaires. And since then, it became a life purpose for me. So the purpose of this, your story, is to tell us why you will not give up. There must be a strong backup, all right, in you that is making you do what you do. If you don't have a good story, nobody will give you money. They will, if they cannot relate with your story and they cannot believe your story, forget it, you have lost. So your story must be relatable, your story must be believable, and your story must be something that is compelling. All right. So that's why that is essential. All right. Where's number 4? Talk about your problem. I think I've talked about this a lot, right? What is the customer pain point? What's the problem you are trying to solve? All right. Now, then you talk about how are they addressing it at the moment that is not solving the problem. You know, the initial example I gave earlier about unemployment, I said a lot of people, even on LinkedIn, are getting rejections. All right. So we've seen that the alternative to solving unemployment is LinkedIn. But I already deal with that objection by saying LinkedIn is also not solving the problem. Do you understand now? So that's it, right? Now, then you talk about the solution. So your solution here is your value proposition. What is it that you are doing? What is that problem that you are solving? All right, what is that problem that you are solving? What is unique about what you are doing? All right, what makes you different from other people? What makes you stand out? All right, why are you above? Why are you different from other alternatives? Why should people buy from you and not buy from somebody else? All right, why would they buy you? You must understand that your unique selling point is actually your product. Let me explain this further. Let's say you are selling table water, right? Another person is selling table water. What makes your own table water different from their own table water? Probably maybe your own table water now is always cold and ice. So what you are selling is not table water. What you are selling is that cold and ice water. So your unique selling point is that your water is cold and always chill. Are we together? That is that. Am I making sense? Well, Lumi, are you seeing lights? Right. Peter, are we together? Yeah, good. Thank you. Right. So just be giving me those thumbs up when you are feeling me a hand. Right. So, all right. Now, all right. Thank you, real one. Good one. Yes. Right. So, then the next one is the market potentials. The market potentials. That is to say, if you create this project, who are the people that will buy it? Where are these people that will buy it? Now, you don't want to create a solution and you're not starting looking for, okay. No, before market, let us, I think I jumped one. The product now. So the product now is that thing that you are now selling. All right. So we know that your unique selling point is cold and ice water, and your product now is your table water. All right. So how are you going to, you now talk about your products? Is it a software? Is it a program? Is it a course? All right. Is it a food? All right. You now talk about it. How is it packaged? All right. Is it in sachets? Is it in a plate? How is it packaged? Right. So you talk about all of that. Then So if it needs any registration or whatever that needs to be done, you get it and you're sure that it is done. All right. So then the seventh thing is the market potential, right? This is one very big part of it. The market potential. So where are your customers? You talk about your customer. It is here that you will do what you call your customer avatar. What is the age range of your customer? See, the truth is that we don't all have the same customers. No, when we are doing business plan tomorrow, we'll talk about this in detail. But you see, we don't all have the same customers. You must talk. Are your customers students? How much do your customers earn on average per month? If they don't earn, how much do they have? What is their net worth? What is their capacity? So you don't say your customers are students and your product is now 500,000 naira. Even if you are dealing with Yahoo boys, how many Yahoo boys will you sell to? All right. Now, not just that, you must also figure how many of your customers are accessible to you. So this way you now do the market survey. Now, there are two ways to do market survey. Either you do a top If you can hear me, let me see your thumbs up. Okay, good. All right. Now, so you can either do a bottom up or a top down approach. Now, what does that mean? Is that a top down is that is you do your analysis from the top. You do the big market evaluation, right? And then you streamline it to how many you need. For example, you can say the total population of Gary consumers in Nigeria are 150 million people. In Oyo State, we have about 15 million people that drinks Gary every day. So for me as a person selling in Oyo State, I just need to target 10,000 people selling every day. That's a top-down approach. Now, a bottom-up approach will now be okay. So now a bottom-up will now be, I want to make a sales of 1 million naira. So for me to get 1 million naira, I need 50 people or 50,000 people. So you now do a catchment of saying, in Oyo State alone, I can get 50,000 people in a place where there are about 500,000 people. So this is say your analysis is calculated from the bottom in order of your sales up to the maximum potential available. All right. So that is that about the market. All right. Then the next thing is your competition. Now, in anything that you do, one thing you must never forget is your competition. Is your competition, right? Because Yoruba will say, do you understand? Now, there have been problem before you come into the picture. What is the way they are solving that problem? Will that competition, because you need to know if there will be a problem to you or there will be a help to you. If there will be a problem to you, you need to know. If there will be a help to you, you need to know. Right? So it's essential that you understand your competitor and you know them very, very. You know how to get advantage over them. So you're also going to write, what is my advantage ahead of my competitor? Why is your solution coming in now? Why is your solution not available yesterday? Why is your solution not available yesterday? Why is that it is today they are bringing that solution? All right. You must be able to tell us, why is the timing? Why is it essential that now is when that solution is needed? Why not postpone it to next year? Why not postpone it to next tomorrow? Why is it that it's essential that you get it done today? You must show us the urgency. All right. Then the 10. All right. The financials. You tell us, how are you going to make money from your business? What is the business model? So when we talk about business model is, we mean that how are you, all right? Is money going to come in when you offer a service? Maybe as I'm taking this class now, you guys already paid for the class, right? So as you paid for the class, I'm offering you a service now. So or it could be that, okay, I'm offering this service for free. Then I'm going to upsell to you. That is, after this class, I'm going to tell you, okay, if you want to buy this recording of this class or you want to buy the material of this class, it's 50,000 naira. So you tell us, what is the model? What are you going to do to get money? All right. What's the business model? So you must be able to tell us, right? So then 11, all right. I'm rushing because I have other things to quickly agenda. All right, can you hear me now? I want to get. I'm so sorry about that. The network broke out. Okay. So the team, right? I was talking about the team. So why is your team the best people to handle it? All right. Why do you think they are the one in position to get the help that you need. Right? So you must show the credentials of the team. So this is in line with the why us that I talked about earlier. So show the quality of the people you are working with, the management, show their credibility, show their capacity. All right. And so I think that is that. Right. So on financials, don't worry. Probably maybe tomorrow or next month, we're going to talk about financials in detail, because it's not something you can just touch at this moment. But so far, so good. These are the basics and the most important thing that you need to get to excel in any grant application or in any proposal and presentation that you are doing to get grants. So once again, I'm Amos Akintola, Adejesubisi, and I believe that I've imparted you and I've shared a good light to you. So let me take questions. I just want to take 2 or 3 questions before we go. Right. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Samuel. I appreciate the thumbs up. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, DBC. Thank you, Pelumi. All right, thank you. So let's take questions. If you have questions, please ask. Let us take questions. Are we together? Are we still together? Can we have access to the notes? That note, I won't give an answer on that yet. Design of that probably after the class. But for now, I would not say yes. But I would not say yes. So the class is being recorded, but then I will maybe tomorrow or so I will decide on the notes. Okay. Any other question? If there are no questions, any other question in line with the class so that I will know I will treat that. But let me pause the recording. Okay. Do I need to stop presenting? Okay, till next class. Okay. How about the recording? Till next class. Don't worry. So tomorrow again, 8 p.m. we'll be meeting, and